and welcome to another video in which I'm going to be sharing with you the Soul Cards by Deborah Koff Chapin. I now own both the Soul Cards 1 and 2, having had a little error with Amazon and they sent me 2 decks of the Soul Cards 1, but sadly I've lost my packing slip and so I'll have to do something with my second copy. However, I thought I would share these cards with you today. I've not yet had a look through them, so this will be a first for me to show you. So we'll start with the Soul Cards first deck, which you can see has a navy blue border and comes in a tuck box. This is the box. Now, you can see the box is actually 2-layered, so when we open it, it's very much like there is a picture inside, and you can see inside here is another little tuck case with the instruction book, or the guidebook should I say. Now, these cards are quite different from your average oracle cards because they don't have any words on them. They're purely due to the imagery. So this guidebook is explaining basically about your own reflection with the images and how to read them. So it is 36 pages long. It tells you about Deborah at the back, and it shows you pictures of each of the cards, which there are plenty of. And it explains basically how to use your own intuition to understand the cards. It's very much about visualization in order to carry out divination using these cards. So I wonder if there's a contents page. Let's see, there is. So here are the contents. So you can see it's a very simple guidebook. Most of this deck is purely about using your intuition. So here we have the cards, which are kept inside this slipcase. So we'll pull them out. Now, this slipcase, when I first opened it, I pulled it a bit too much, and look, I've accidentally ripped it, so I need to glue that bit. But this is a nicer, smaller case if you wanted to keep them somewhere a bit more compact, like a shelf perhaps, like myself. So I'll just pop that box there and we'll take a look through the deck. Now you can see the cards have a greeny bluey back. They have no edging and they are glossy, and the card stock is quite thin but enough to, it's not too thin. So I'll just flip through the imagery because other than explaining what's in the picture, I'm just going to show you. The images are so beautiful. There's certainly a lot you can gain from the images by looking at them, whether it's a feeling or a thought. These cards, as I said, you follow intuitively. And the colours are all very different. Beautiful artwork though. I'm looking forward to using these in some readings, but because there are 2 of these soul card decks, I'm wondering whether to combine the 2 and to shuffle them together and to just have one deck of soul cards. I love this image, that's so interesting. Some of the cards feel like they almost want to be on a landscape rather than portrait. Or maybe even the other way up. But aren't they just delightful? And I mean, for intuitive reading, they are great. If you're looking for something that's got guidance on it and words on it, it's not the deck for you. But this is a deck that I wanted to use to try and help me to read even more intuitively than I already do. And because there was 2 decks, not just one, I had to have them both. These were priced at about £22 on, I say Amazon, but I mean Book Depository. So they were a good price, depending on whether you got one deck or two by accident, but let's not go there. I may even hold on to my second copy of this first deck here and use it as a giveaway prize at some point in the future for maybe my YouTube or maybe my Instagram. I'm really looking forward to using these. There's so much in the card. I mean, the detail actually, if I was to really slow down, which I'm not going to because I've got 2 decks to get through today and we're just having a quick flick through. But yeah, there is so much detail. You can see so much in the images. So there we have it. That is the soul cards, the first set of soul cards. So I will pop them there so you can see. And this is soul cards 2. Again, comes in a similar box, only it's got burgundy border to it. Again, the box is like a portrait case, which I will just move out of the way. And we have another little tuck box here. Now this one I haven't actually been in yet, so it's still got its cellophane on, so it's brand new today. So you can see soul cards 2. And the backings for these cards, oh sorry, before I show you the backings, actually I'll show you the guidebook. Again, very similar to the last one. It is very much explaining about divination, using intuition, following the imagery, and again the information about Deborah. And I think it's the same amount of pages. It is 36, yeah. So the backings for these cards are a burgundy, just like the border of the box, whereas the soul cards one are in a blue. So again, white borders, or white edging should I say. We'll have a little look through this deck now. It is lovely to look at. And the imagery is quite similar. In fact, I'll just move this here so you remember which one we're looking at. The imagery is quite similar to that of the soul card one, but there is obviously the different images, but the artist, the work, the style is similar. I do think I may well combine these and use them as one whole deck, because I can always pull them apart again if I want to, because there is a difference in the colours of the card backs. I love this with like the rainbow. Again, some images feel like they want to be landscape, others obviously a portrait. And you could make so much out of the meanings of these cards. If you look at an image, for example, and you can see it almost looks like the moon in the sky with a face, or it looks like maybe looking up to a whirlwind in the sky. It's however you depict it. It's however you feel and what you see. That's beautiful. It's up to how you feel from the cards as to what the message is that you are getting from them. And I quite like that, because rather than the tarot where you've got, you know, for example, the 2 of Cups, and that means union and love and partnership, these cards mean whatever you feel they mean. Although I do tend to actually go with my own feelings with the tarot, because obviously there's quite a lot of imagery in different tarot decks. But these are definitely, I mean, there's no title, there's no words on them, there's no guidance on them like some oracle decks. They are purely imagery. And that to me is, it's a bit like playing music by ear. So yeah, these are purely imagery and you've got to follow your own intuition. I love this one. In fact, this is the one from the cover, isn't it? Yeah, and it looks like they're playing some sort of banjo or guitar. There's so much in this deck that you could pull out and draw out and use for a reading, especially if you were to use these maybe alongside a tarot reading, just to add some extra ideas to the reading, extra feelings, or even to use on their own. That might be quite interesting as well, because you'd have to try and depict your own meaning, and that would be quite interesting, especially if you were reading for yourself, because it'd definitely be worth trying to read for someone else, because quite often we do tend to reflect on our own circumstances and take our own feelings into readings rather than looking at it from an outside point of view. Yeah, oh, that's quite an interesting one. And the snake there. Really interesting cards. This is another lovely deck. I like that. It's beautiful. And so there we have it. There are the soul cards to the second deck by Deborah. So we have both decks, the soul cards 1 and the soul cards 2, with the different backs there. The two lovely decks. I would certainly recommend having a look. It's definitely a different style of reading. It's far more intuitive, but it's something I'm really looking forward to working with. Have you got the soul cards? Do you use the soul cards? What do you think of them so far if you haven't got them? Let me know, drop me a comment, and thanks for watching. Take care.